There are few bonds more sacred than the trust we place in healthcare workers. In their hands, we entrust the lives of our loved ones, especially the most vulnerable among us, our infants. These caregivers are expected to heal, to nurture, to protect. But what happens when that sacred trust is betrayed? In the quiet halls of Henrico Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, a horrifying truth came to light, one that shook the community to its core. Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman, a trusted member of the hospital's NICU staff, stands accused of the unthinkable, intentionally harming the very infants she was sworn to protect. This is a story of heartbreak and outrage, of lives irrevocably changed, and of a community demanding justice. Today we delve into the chilling details of this case, a case that challenges our faith in the very systems meant to safeguard our most precious lives. Join us as we uncover the truth and seek answers to the question on everyone's mind: how could this happen? Henrico Doctors Hospital in Richmond, Virginia, is widely regarded as a pillar of medical excellence. Known for its state-of-the-art facilities and compassionate care, the hospital has long been a trusted haven for families during life's most vulnerable moments. At the heart of this institution lies its neonatal intensive care unit, known simply as the NICU. This specialized ward serves as a lifeline for premature and critically ill newborns, providing round-the-clock care for the tiniest, most fragile patients. Every breath, every heartbeat is a victory within these walls. For parents, the NICU represents hope, a place where dedicated medical staff fight tirelessly for their baby's survival. But for the families involved in this case, the NICU became a source of unimaginable pain. At the center of this storm is Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman, a 29-year-old hospital employee. Described by colleagues as quiet and unassuming, Erin was a trusted member of the NICU team for years. But behind her composed exterior lay a disturbing secret. For weeks, perhaps longer, questions had lingered. Minor irregularities, unexplained events, and then the unthinkable happened. How did Erin Strotman, a woman entrusted with the lives of vulnerable infants, come under suspicion? And what led investigators to uncover the sinister truth? The answers to these questions would leave a community reeling and spark a pursuit for justice unlike any other. The year was 2023. Henrico Doctors Hospital was a place of hope for families, especially those whose newborns required the intensive care of the NICU. But beneath the surface of this trusted institution, something was gravely amiss. Reports began to emerge, unexplained fractures in infants. These weren't just isolated incidents, they were patterns, raising alarm among medical staff and families alike. At first, the fractures seemed baffling, medical anomalies with no clear cause, but as these cases mounted, whispers of concern grew louder. The hospital launched an internal investigation, striving to uncover the truth while maintaining public trust. But as the months passed, answers remained elusive. In a desperate move to protect their most vulnerable patients, Henrico Doctors Hospital made an unprecedented decision. They ceased NICU admissions altogether. It was a temporary closure meant to buy time for a deeper inquiry. The breakthrough came in the form of video footage, a critical piece of evidence that would change everything. Internal reviews uncovered surveillance showing Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman in the NICU. What the footage revealed was as shocking as it was heartbreaking. The videos showed unexplained handling of the infants during her shifts, movements and actions that raised immediate red flags. It was undeniable. Erin was connected to the injuries. Internal reviews weren't the only source of revelation. Whistleblowers within the hospital, bound by their oath to protect patients, stepped forward with their own observations and concerns. This was the moment the pieces began to fall into place. A sinister reality uncovered through vigilance and courage. But the road to justice was only just beginning. On a quiet evening in 2024, the small community of Henrico County was rocked by shocking news. Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman, a trusted hospital employee, was taken into custody. Law enforcement officers moved swiftly. Acting on overwhelming evidence, they arrested Strotman at her residence. The charges were as severe as the acts themselves: malicious wounding and felony child abuse. Malicious wounding, an intentional act causing severe injury, and felony child abuse, crimes carrying the potential for decades in prison. The charges reflected the gravity of the harm inflicted upon the hospital's most vulnerable patients. Henrico County law enforcement held a press briefing to address the community's concerns. We are committed to ensuring justice for these innocent victims. The evidence we've gathered supports the charges filed, and we will pursue this case with the full force of the law. Erin's arrest marked the beginning of a complex legal battle. Court hearings unfolded, with prosecutors outlining a case built on medical evidence, surveillance footage, and witness testimonies. Legal experts weighed in on the potential outcomes. If convicted, Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman could face significant prison time, ensuring she would no longer pose a threat to vulnerable lives. The hospital also released a statement, expressing their shock and sorrow over the revelations. We are devastated by this betrayal of trust and remain fully committed to supporting the affected families as they seek justice. Erin Strotman's arrest was just the first step in a long journey through the justice system. As the legal process unfolds, the eyes of the community and the nation remain fixed on this tragic case. The quest for answers and accountability continues, ensuring that the voices of the most vulnerable are not silenced. In the aftermath of this devastating discovery, Henrico Doctors Hospital faced a monumental challenge: restoring trust and ensuring the safety of its youngest, most vulnerable patients. The safety and well-being of our patients is and always will be our top priority. We are deeply saddened and outraged by these events. In a decisive move, the hospital halted all admissions to its neonatal intensive care unit. This unprecedented step allowed them to focus entirely on ensuring the safety of current patients and preventing further harm. Enhanced safety measures were swiftly implemented, including expanded surveillance, stricter background checks for all employees, and mandatory training on identifying and reporting suspicious behavior. Hospital leadership conducted an internal review, revising protocols to create a safer and more transparent environment for patients and their families. Meanwhile, the hospital worked closely with law enforcement, providing access to critical evidence and facilitating the ongoing investigation. A central piece of evidence was the NICU's surveillance footage. Law enforcement, alongside hospital staff, meticulously combed through hundreds of hours of video, uncovering shocking acts that had gone unnoticed. This evidence has been vital in understanding what occurred and ensuring accountability. We will continue to fully cooperate with law enforcement in their pursuit of justice. The hospital's actions, while swift, came too late for many families. The emotional scars left behind by these events will take years to heal. As the investigation continues, Henrico Doctors Hospital remains under scrutiny, vowing to never let such a breach of trust occur again. The revelation of abuse within Henrico Doctors Hospital's NICU sent shockwaves through the local community, leaving families devastated and the broader public demanding answers. I trusted this hospital to care for my baby. How could this happen? How could someone hurt the most innocent among us? Online, the outrage was palpable. Thousands took to social media to express their grief and solidarity with the affected families, while calling for systemic changes to prevent such tragedies. Every day I wonder what my baby went through. It's unbearable. We need justice, not just for us, but for every family that steps into a hospital. The hospital, once a symbol of hope and healing, now faces a tarnished reputation. Families who once praised its NICU for life-saving care are questioning their trust. Legal and financial ramifications loom large, with multiple families pursuing lawsuits and advocacy groups demanding stricter regulations for NICUs nationwide. We understand the pain and anger our community is experiencing. We are committed to making amends and ensuring this never happens again. Beyond emotional repercussions, the hospital could face significant financial strain from legal settlements and declining patient admissions, as trust in its services has been profoundly shaken. While the community grieves and demands accountability, the impact of this tragedy will resonate for years, shaping how hospitals nationwide address patient safety and trust. The case of Erin Elizabeth Ann Strotman is more than a singular tragedy. It forces us to confront the fragility of trust placed in those who vow to heal and protect. Healthcare professionals are pillars of trust in society, yet when one person violates that trust, the repercussions ripple far beyond the immediate victims, sowing doubt in institutions meant to safeguard life. This case highlights a fundamental need for systemic checks. Trust in healthcare must be earned and maintained through rigorous oversight and unwavering accountability. Systemic safeguards must be robust and unyielding. Hospitals nationwide are reevaluating their policies, from employee vetting processes to monitoring systems, ensuring that even the slightest anomalies trigger action. Technological advancements, such as continuous video monitoring and real-time data analysis, are becoming essential tools in identifying irregularities before they escalate into tragedies. The lesson for healthcare institutions is clear. Transparency, rigorous oversight, and continuous improvement are not optional. They are imperative. Other institutions are taking note, doubling down on vetting procedures to ensure that only the most qualified and compassionate individuals enter roles of immense responsibility. This isn't just a failure of one individual. It's a reminder that we must build systems resilient enough to protect against the rare but catastrophic breaches of trust. While the shadows of this case linger, its lessons illuminate a path forward. By addressing vulnerabilities and strengthening protections, we can rebuild trust and ensure the safety of the most vulnerable in our care. The story of the Henrico Doctors Hospital NICU is one that shakes us to our core. It reminds us of the sacred responsibility entrusted to those who care for the most vulnerable among us, our infants. The harm inflicted upon these helpless lives is a stark and painful reminder of what's at stake when systems fail, when vigilance wanes, and when trust is betrayed. For the families of the affected infants, the journey toward justice continues. The scars may never fully heal, but their courage in demanding accountability serves as a powerful testament to the strength of the human spirit. Society has learned from this case. Institutions are reevaluating their protocols, doubling down on patient safety measures, and taking steps to restore faith in a profession built on care and compassion. Though shadows may linger, there is hope. Hope that with vigilance, reform, and unwavering dedication, we can create a future where every child in medical care is protected, cherished, and safe. Together, we can ensure that such tragedies are never repeated. Thank you for joining us as we untangle the complex truths behind history's darkest stories. If you found this story impactful and want to explore more cases like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Your support helps us continue shedding light on these crucial narratives. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest episodes, and let's work together to bring awareness to the untold stories that matter. See you in the next video.